Whew, boy, it's been a good couple days. I got a curious customer, so I figure let's get a light. Let's talk about it real quick. I've been filming for the tubes for a full episode, but I figure I'll give you guys a rundown here real quick. Ooh, which way? Oh, that blinds you. Okay, let's go that way. Wiring harness in, done. It's all clipped in to the injectors and hanging down to the coil packs where it's supposed to. I gotta go get new spark plugs. Let's turn that around that way. Okay, that's better. I gotta go get new spark plugs and put those in, and then we'll drop the coil packs in and connect the coil packs. Wiring harness went down on the engine nice and pretty, and I've got it secured in a lot of the factory locations on the intake. And so there's the rest of the main harness. And there. Okay. Goes across the firewall. It's tucked in. There's the new relay, new fuse box, factory fuse box, and then there's all my power connections, and there's where the battery is going to go. That's not the air intake we're going to use. I have a new one because I need to relocate it a little bit because of the battery. Harness is shoved in here. So it all came through where it was supposed to in the factory location. And then I already got it connected to the factory harness. So it clipped into here to the factory harness, clipped into here to the factory harness, and then all that lined out on our aftermarket computer. Well, it's the factory computer from the Tundra that's reprogrammed for everything that we're doing. And then there's another harness here that runs through, and this is the popper for the fuel tank door, and so that runs on the other side. And then I still have yet to do the under dash work for these. This is the cruise control indicator, and let's see, what else do we got here? So like this one's the brake wiring switch, so I gotta splice that to the brakes, splice that to the overdrive for the overdrive button and the shifter. What did I say? Cruise control indicator. So that's what that is. And I've got illumination, cruise control switch. One more. What's this one? This one's ETC. Yep, ECT. Okay, cool. So just gonna splice out all that stuff underneath the dash. No big deal. And then we'll pull the stereo out because we're gonna replace the stereo. And then I can put the gauges all back in because I don't think I have to do anything to the gauges because of the year. Let's see, what else do we got going on here? There's a sub harness running down underneath here. So there's one side of the sub harness. The second side of the sub harness is right there. All the transmission connectors plugged in the way they were supposed to. They're all accounted for, tidied up, ran, including the temperature sensor for the transmission. Here's the charcoal canister from the donor, and I've got it all plumbed, ready to rock. Comes around over here, and then we've got the new air intake in a box over here. So we'll get that set up next once I'm finished poking around. Let's see what else. I got one more harness to put in here that's going to run like the windshield wipers and a couple of the other accessories. The headlight harness is already installed, and so the headlights are ready to go back in. Fenders are on it, permanently mounted. I just got to run these harnesses back into the door and up through the engine compartment, which won't take too long. And then we'll go underneath. Exhaust headers are in, and I'm ready to do exhaust. I'm super excited to do exhaust, but I want to finish the wiring first, so that's what I'm going to do. Alright. There's where the headers dropped at. I'm going to change this transmission pan probably for the Lexus pan that I have on the other transmission, the extra transmission that I ended up getting for no reason. Well, I'm using stuff off of it, so it's not for no reason. But yeah, I'll take the pan. It has a dipstick on the other side, and it's got a dipstick in it. Heat shields are in it. Cool. And then Even the one for the muffler is still hanging out back here. So I'm going to put the muffler back in its location and then try to get the resonator underneath the heat shield as well. Floor's all coated. Chassis all coated. I just got to put the torque converter bolts in it and then put the dust shield back on it. And I'll do all that when I swap the pan, and I'll probably put a filter in this transmission, a new filter and pan. It's ready to have the drive lines measured. I do have to pop this rear flange off and reseal this rear portion of the transfer case. That's the last thing I need to do, the transfer case. And then I think I need to take the yoke off of the transfer case that came out of the rig. That'll match up with the driveline flanges and the front end flanges. Probably just going to call up Adams and get Adams shafts to make new drive shafts for me, so I don't have to deal with any of the old stuff. They do a really good job, and it's economical enough for me to justify it. So yeah, flange, that's good. I just got to put the speedometer sensor back into the transfer case, and that'll run the speedometer. That's all fine. And then I've got these harnesses down here, which run back for the fuel pump. So we'll get the factory wiring dug out of up there and run to the fuel pump. Same thing with this. It's pretty easy. Fill fluids up down underneath here, and then that's good to go. Last thing I need to do is just change and put, I think there's one laying right here. These are the shackles that are going in there, and I just got to take these ones out and put the right shackles back in there. These are adjustable core 4x4 shackles. They're actually for a Jeep application, but they worked much better for what I'm doing. So I'll throw those back in there, torque it up, clean the hardware obviously, and then that's good to go. Doors are ready for assembly, but I'm trying to get engine compartment taken care of first. Cover everything up there. Yeah, once I get all that stuff taken care of, I'm going to do exhaust probably before I do front end dressings. Once I get all that stuff done, then I just got to throw the front end accessories on there and drop the radiator into place and battery and that kind of stuff. So we're moving along. And then I'll get this bumper out of the box, and he wanted a picture of it because it's going to be different than OEM. Cool. There's your 2UZ 4Runner update. Smash some buttons, will you? Drop me a comment. Share it with your friends. Ring the bell. Have a great day. Y'all take care.